All right, folks, it's just about Apple Cup time. We are about 20 hours away, 20 and a half hours away from kickoff. The 9-2 Washington Huskies playing host to the 9-2 Washington State Cougars. So it is the most evenly matched and interesting Apple Cup we've had in a little while. Both teams are ranked in the top 20. Both teams have the ability to have a double-digit win season. Both teams will be in play for good bowl games. There's a lot to like here, and I'm excited that this rivalry means something again. It was less than 10 years ago that these two teams had 0 wins going into the Apple Cup. The year Washington went 0-12, Washington went 1-11. Their one win coming against the Huskies. So let's just start there. Let's just be grateful that this game actually has some interest around it other than who's going to win a game. Now, that being said, let's talk about some of the disappointment. In my previous video, my video after this game where we beat Utah, I incorrectly thought there was still a possibility of Washington winning the Pac-12. That's out, as it turns out. Stanford is hoping that we win because it would guarantee the Pac-12 North for them. So basically, either the Cougars are going or the Cardinals are going. Huskies are out even if they get to 10-2. So that means no Pac-12 North championship, which means no Pac-12 championship game, which means no Pac-12 title. And, of course, no playoff, and quite possibly no BCS bowl game. So, that sucks. There's nothing else you can say about that. And, I'll say this much. The Cougars, they got more to play for. The Cougars can make the Pac-12 championship game. The Cougars can win the Pac-12, maybe ride that all the way to a BCS bowl, or a major bowl at least, the biggest bowl that Washington State has played in a very long time. Maybe since Ryan Leaf was there. I'm not sure. That being said, I'm still here to root for and support my alma mater. If the Cougars beat us, hey, good luck in the Pac-12 championship game. I might even pull for you guys. Go represent the state, but tomorrow is all about the purple and gold. And I'm hoping that this team can get to 10 wins for the second year in a row, lock up an opportunity in a good bowl game, get to 11-2, and we can all look back on this as a successful season, even if it is a mild disappointment. We'll all be able to look back and say, hey, we had a good team. We had a good year. We just slipped up once or twice and things got away from us a little bit. Now, sorry, by the way, I'm still getting over a cough. It's a little more pronounced than it usually is. We're favored to win pretty significantly. We're 10-point favorites. We're heavily favored on the ESPN Football Power Index, all that. I'll tell you right now, I think this is going to be a really competitive game because I don't know how our defense stops the Wazoo passing attack. Our secondary, it's got problems right now. We've lost some guys to injuries. Some of the guys who we were counting on to play well this season, we're not seeing much from them yet. Now, I like some of the guys we got back there. Taylor Rapp is a great safety. We got Murphy back. He was injured for most of the season. We got him back last week. Some of those guys can play, but it's not Marcus Peters and Buda Baker. Those guys are long gone, and we've replaced them with guys who sometimes just can't win battles in the secondary covering these receivers. And tomorrow we're going to be playing a great quarterback, Luke Falk, who hopefully, I don't know if he's ever going to graduate or not, but hopefully he is because, he knows that offense so well at this point, that air raid offense so well. He's put up monster numbers in his career. He's probably I think he's now the most prolific passer in Pac-12 history, and he's had probably not a Heisman season, but pretty close to it, we'll say. we'll say he flirted with the Heisman for a minute there. So right away I can tell you, I think the Cougars are going to find a way to put up points, and they've got a pretty good defense this year, so I need to see more from the passing attack this week. Last week was a nice start. We saw the quarterback, the receivers, the offensive line, all of it come together better than it has in a little while, but I still say we've lost a lot coming from, last year's passing attack, which was setting the conference on fire in most of the games. And if our passing attack is, completely dominated by theirs, it's going to be really, really hard to win. We can't depend on the defense to come through for us. We can't just lean on the running game. We have to have a productive passing attack. Dante Pettis, Will Dissly, Drew Sample, whoever it may be, whoever it is who steps up this week. Will Fuller, maybe it's not Will, I might be thinking of the Texans guy, but somebody has to make a couple big plays out there, and I need to see a lot of passing yards out there, even though tomorrow's game is going to be in bad weather, and there's no getting around that. So I'm asking a lot of my quarterback and my receivers and my offensive line, but that's what we need, because I know Wazoo's going to find a way to pass the ball, and we need to be able to keep up. Other than that, I feel pretty good about this game for the Huskies. I feel like we will find a way to make a couple plays and win this game, but I look at us being double-digit favorites and all that, and I don't know. I'm not there yet. I need to see a passing attack that can keep up with the Wazoo passing attack. That's all I'm saying. It needs to be a step up from what we saw a couple weeks ago against Stanford and against Arizona State and against some of these other teams that we even beat. So, Big Apple Cup, guys. Let's get excited. Let's get hyped. Let's get pumped. Look, for all I know, we might get into a big bowl game, a BCS bowl game, if we win this game. Who knows? I think it's going to be really tough with no Pac-12 title, but let's go out there and win. And Cougars, if you beat us, if you get to the Pac-12 title game, I will be rooting for you. But until that happens, you're not going to get anything from me. So let's go bow down to Washington. Let's have a great Apple Cup. And one of these teams is about to get to double-digit wins. It's good to be relevant in college football again. See you guys later.